Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, so it's time for Under the Cowl of MS podcast where I talk about whatever comic book related stuff, entertainment, stuff like that I just feel like talking about today. Oh, it's just a variety of who knows whatever I feel like. Starting off, I do not have the cat with me right now. He's over curled up on the wife's chair, but it's freezing in here. I kicked the heater on today because I woke up to a house that was at 53 degrees, which I don't like. I am a big wuss when it comes to cold weather. Lately, last year it wasn't bad at all. It didn't affect me that much, but this year it's starting off with annoying me, messing with me, giving me the chills. Uh, but it's like it's so freaking cold out. Certain bugs shouldn't be around anymore, but the cat was sitting on my lap earlier, and just so happened that felt a bump on the side of his neck, and I dig into it to look at it. Here it's a freaking tick that's attached to the cat's neck. I figure this being this cold that it wouldn't be around anymore, but obviously that tick medication, well, I kind of backed off on it because it was getting cold. So I didn't think we needed to worry about it anymore. So, of course, poor cat gets a one on him. I still gotta check his underside, his butt area. Make sure there's no other ones on there. I haven't found nothing on me yet because he tends to come in with them, and we had those first two after we moved into this house. 2 days in a row that he came and laid on me, and then when he walked away, a tick was crawling up me. So that's not fun. I hate freaking ticks. I will take all the possums you got, bring them to me, place them around my yard. They can all have their own 70 to 100 foot black walnut tree to hang out in. Go around and eat those damn ticks. And that's one of their delicacies uh, for possums is ticks. They love them. And they'll eat lots of them if they can find them. So yeah, that was a shitty way to start the day. Something usually always happens when the wife goes on vacation by herself. It's like not the last time, but the time before that, I think is when the cat decided to go outside and play, and at like 3, 4 in the morning, I let him out, and the little shit came in stinking a skunk. He got sprayed, so I had to deal with that well, not last time, but a couple times ago when she went on vacation. Then, of course, being the only one there to try and wash him and stuff, that was fun. But the good thing out of it, I did find an excellent uh, skunk away or something like that. It's a big bottle that they sell at the pet stores. It's a purple bottle. It's got a cartoon skunk on it. That thing works awesome. Gets wipes out the smell right away. Do not do the tomato juice thing. That's a lie. That's just something that someone brought up, and it doesn't affect the oils because you got your oils your other oils in with the tomatoes and stuff, and you put oil on oil. It's just not gonna take it away. So yeah, that's but you do what you can. Uh, try and get the animals clean as soon as possible. Otherwise, the whole house reeks of it too, and everything else. So yeah, we had it. That was a fiasco, but I talked about that back then. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, October 24th, 25th, 26th, starting tomorrow, is Comics Curing Cancer's event. There's tons of wonderful artwork. There's tons of events going on. There's going to be live drawings on some shows that are going to be auctioned off live while they're drawing them. There's a bunch of different events between items that will be sold or are auctioned or in a current auction or will be auctioned live on the show and stuff like that. There's giveaways, I think. Different uh, people are going to do giveaways and stuff, but just check them out. Basically, from 7:30 a.m. and I did not write down whether these are Pacific, Central, Eastern, whatever time zone. So I'm not sure off the bat. You go to Comics Curing Cancer and check for yourself to make sure. I'm assuming the times I got are times that would connect with me since I was looking at something. So maybe they're set Central Time, but I don't know. Most people I know are either Eastern or Western area, so I'm not sure. But Comics Curing Cancer can help you with that. But I'm just going to give you the times I have written down. Just remember to check into it to see what the actual time zone is. Uh, from 7:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon on October 24th, Legion of Comics is doing a show, and then MJ Comics is going to be doing a show from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Comics with Izzyverse NYC is 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's Izzy's an awesome artist. That's the one that I believe he's going to have other artists on the show, whether they're professional or new time, beginning artists and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. But he'll have a variety of people on. And they will be drawing stuff live, and you can bid on it live while they're drawing, I guess. I mean, I'm not positive, but that's what I thought I heard. And then In the Mix is going to do 9 p.m. to midnight. And then we got on the 25th, we have K-Pop Junkie starting at midnight, right off the 24th. They're going to run their show till 6 a.m. She puts on a good show, so check that out. Brian LCS is going to run from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. John's Comics with Friends is going to run from 11:30 to 1:30. Legion of Comics is going to be on from 1:30 to 2:30. I think this is where uh, Legion of Comics and Christina Payne are going to go over the hearts that people donated. If you didn't know, they had on the Comics Curing Cancer page, they have wooden hearts that people could get. They're about yay big or so. And you could do your own artwork on them. I know Nauman wood burned his and stuff. So those were being auctioned off all week. And I think they run till the 24th or the 25th. And then Legion of Comics and Christina Payne will talk about them or do whatever they're going to do. Let us know who won what. Stuff like that. Then we got Rob's Fat Stacks from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. and then Rob's Fat Stacks art auction is going to go from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you're going to definitely want to check that out. See what they're auctioning out. I'm hoping I'm back home in time because I got to go pick the wife up at the train station around somewhere between probably 2 and 5 p.m. I'll be picking her up. Uh, it all depends how late the train is. Usually it's always late on the way back home, but hopefully it won't be this year. I definitely want to be around for the art auction. Uh, I told the wife I'm going to try and buy some art this year and see what happens. Then we got Hall Yeah Comics from 10 p.m. to midnight. Then we jump to the 26th with Aussieverse taking over at midnight and going till 6 a.m. They like running long. Uh, the Australian shows that I've watched and followed, they've definitely been doing some long episodes. Uh, if you follow us at all, you've seen on New Year's we hung with them for God all night long. Then you got Cliff on Comics from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then Bleecker Street Comics from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I believe Bleecker Street's going to have some stuff to give away, but he wants to see a screenshot of your donation to Comics Curing Cancer if you want to get on his giveaway wheel. So definitely take that into consideration if you do donate anything to take a screenshot so you have it in case you need it. And then they're ending it all with Rob's Fat Stacks Comics and Collectibles auction from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Sunday the 26th. So that works out good. Uh, I don't have nothing going on other than Friday night. I'll probably not make it on the Crazy Hungarian show because I'm going to be wanting to check out as much of these as possible, see what's up with everybody. But yeah, so check out Comics Curing Cancer. All right, 10 more things that basically can, again, uh, 10 more great ways to save money. See if anything in here can help me or you. Charge your car smartly. I don't have an electric car, so that don't mean shit. But you can often save by charging your vehicle during off-peak hours, including overnight. So now the electric cars basically went back to our old laundry ways and stuff. It's like, don't do laundry during the week. Or was it the weekends? That was bad, but you should do it late at night after 5 p.m. during a week. You're going to save money. It's like, why would it be different? Why does it matter what time of day that you're using electricity? You shouldn't be getting extra charges just because you're doing it in a different part of day. I mean, that's pretty dumb, but apparently us homeowners and people are too stupid to realize what's going on because apparently the electrical pricing changes throughout the day and throughout the week and weekend, which it's not supposed to according to our electric bill. It tells you the rates and stuff, but apparently there's different rates. Never understood that. And then now that I'm paying a freaking water bill, I got my last water bill, and I was always curious: are they nailing us for the water that we're using, or the water, or what's going out of our system through the drains and stuff? Well, apparently we're getting charged for both. So I get charged for the water twice, which is bullshit. That should not be happening. I do not like that. That irritates me. I am going to go to a village meeting and have a little discussion with people about certain things, but you got charges for water coming into the house, charges for water and anything going out through the septic, we have a fire department charge. Is that going to be on every bill? I mean, am I going to be paying the fire department $100 some a year over the four bills that I get? Because I think it was like 30 or $40 charge on the bill. It's like, really? And then when I do have a fire, the fire department's going to send me a bill for putting out the fire also after I've been paying every 3 months to the fire department for who knows what. Apparently, water that I'm going to use from the fire department, I guess. I mean, that's just, I don't like that at all. But yeah, I think one of these weeks I'm going to go over all my bills and just do it live and look at what kind of extra charges I'm getting on everything. It's like, 'cause I know I had the same problems with like my Spectrum bill. I had a package that was supposed to go until 2028 or something like that. And I was on that, but then we moved. While we were doing the move, the person that we bought the house from left their old equipment in here, and it was paid up for a couple months, so the renter upstairs would have internet and everything, and so I couldn't change my internet over during that period. I could, but which I ended up finally after the first month just fed up with it because it wasn't the type of programming I wanted. It wasn't the type of anything I wanted. And so I called the company and said, "Well, you guys told me that I could just put mine on hold till such and such a date. I'm ready to hook it up, get it done." They hooked it up, got it done, and all of a sudden I lost my package deal that I had. They changed the whole thing around. I called the manager multiple times. He never called me back, but then all of a sudden, after the third time I called him, second or third time I called him, my bill changed after that back to the price it used to be. I'm like, because I sat there and said, I don't know why I got less package now than I had, and I'm getting charged more. And I was told that I had till such and such a date to transfer back to the uh, old setup I had. So that got fixed, but the guy never talked to me. He just must have heard me on the answer machine and just went ahead and did it so he didn't have to deal with me at all. So yeah, that's all a bunch of all the bills are crap. And they regulate shit however they want. Even if you think you're getting a certain deal or a certain percentage, there's extra fees all over the place that make no damn sense. Uh, give up some control. Uh, more com, consumers are ceding some power over their home's electricity use to their utility provider during peak demand times in exchange for credit or savings on their bill. So at 5 p.m. on a hot day, your utility company may dial down your usage a bit on your heat pump, water heater, or smart thermostat. Experts say you shouldn't notice a huge difference since utility companies can prepare in advance, such as heating your water or cooling your house an hour or two before peak demand. These programs may be called virtual power plants, demand response programs, thermostat programs, or demand flexibility programs. Again, charging us differently for different hours of the day for a product that we should just get 24/7 for a certain price. All right, get it free stuff. Join loyalty clubs. Yeah, you can find almost anything you own has a loyalty club with it as far as anything that collects money or stuff like that. You can you can your credit cards, your bank cards, your and we had a pig points program with grocery store, Piggly Wiggly, and now they changed that whole thing, and it sucks because you used to be able to use the points on up to 15 gallons of gas, and I was building mine up again because I think like 3 times I got gas for 1 cent. Well, actually, one to like 3 cents. I think the one time I was 3 cents. But I try and build up enough points that I could do that, and then I'd get 15 gallons of gas, take my gas can with me, fill the vehicle and the gas can, and take advantage of all 15 gallons, especially when you get them for 1 cent. It's like 15 cents for 15 gallons of gas. Hell yeah. Every time I'm at the checkout and it's like they have, you want to use $2 of your big points for 200 big points for such and such off for this product or to get this product free. It's like, no, I want to use it for gas. But now they quit doing the gas program and they're supposedly giving better benefits. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really checked into it. And again, now I got to download a stupid app on my phone. Another one. I hate using digital coupons and all that shit. I'd rather just cut the stuff still and take it with me. But yeah, it's watch all those loyalty programs. Everything has them. Restaurants, buy 10 pizzas, get one free, stuff like that. Get your little punch cards. Grocery stores sometimes have shopping bag punch cards if you bring in your own bags and all that. Hit your warehouse club midday. Warehouse stores like Sam's Club and Costco typically run product demonstrations, basically free samples, between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Yeah, I can see that. It's like a lot of times when we go on the oddball hours and there's no one or one or two people giving something out and that's it. Or they got their stands for their free samples and the stands are just sitting empty because the worker's off smoking a cigarette or just didn't get anything baked yet to hand out. Maximize your credit card perks. And yeah, there again, it's another basic thing like the loyalty clubs. Just make sure you take advantage and know what perks your different cards have. If you have a bunch of credit cards, I mean, some will only give you 3% off or 1% off of or 1% back or 3% back, I should say, with the purchases of stuff that's like food related, gas related, health related, certain different things. Um, know what each card has the best benefits of and take advantage of that card if you can. If you're smart, you're paying off your card right away so you don't have to worry about basically having to jump from card to card because one card's full and then you're using a card to pay a card and all that stuff. It's just going to bury you one way or another in debt. So be careful and pay off your cards and then use the right ones in the right places to get the best benefits. Get help with your meds. There's tons of different drug programs out there. Uh, my suggestion, since my wife works in a pharmacy and she tells me about all these damn programs that they advertise, and then these older people come in and they're like, "Well, we want to get on this because this basically will save us money," and then she explains to them how it doesn't really save you that much money. Uh, you're better off just doing other things that she'll suggest to them. And main thing is every October you can change your Medicare package to whether you have Humana, Blue Cross Blue Shields, the National, whatever. all the different types of insurance that you can get through them. Research them, see which one sounds the best to you. I I took mom off one that has a lot of commercials out there, but it doesn't have the benefits that Humana had, so I moved her to Humana, and that helped out quite a bit. But you look at these ones that you see more advertising for, the advertising cost them a lot of money. That's why their benefit packages are less, in my opinion. But yeah, I'd be very careful and check into each one of the companies every year if you got a chance to change it, or your whatever type of medical program that you're on. Just make sure that you're on one that benefits you and doesn't just benefit others. Doesn't not uh, help you with copays and all that shit. So look into that type of stuff. Test beauty products. There are things where you can uh, get beauty products to try out. Different types of programs like that. You can go into stores and test them. If you still find stores like that nowadays, but you can get a hold of an associate and just say, I want to try it before I buy it. And they might send you a sample. You never know. Watch movies for free. I guess AARP Movies for Grown-Ups offers free screenings online and in person all year round. Go to aarp.org/free movies for more information. I have to check that out. Are they talking about movie theaters? Because offers free screenings online. Oh, no, that wouldn't be a movie theater because you're doing it online. All it says and in person. So I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna have to look into that. Might be able to get some free movieage out of it. All right, two more left. We got shop online. Don't fear the chatbots. Some retailers like Walmart, Home Depot, and H&M offer 24/7 chatbots that not only answer questions about products but also may provide tips about how to qualify for free shipping upon request. This day and age, you can get free shipping almost on everything, so I don't see, not really sure what they're getting at there. Uh, and the last one is shop for clothes off peak. Many online retailers now use dynamic pricing, raising prices during times of peak demand. That means when demand is lowest, they're likely to reduce prices. So look into that. Uh, don't wear a color that you're not supposed to at a certain time of year. Make sure you follow those rules. Don't wear white in November or something like that. I don't know what the hell the rules are. But if you know them, then you probably know the time of year to look for the better deals. I mean, it's obvious with like winter and spring and summer and all that shit. If you want something, grab it at the end of the season as they're putting the stuff away. Don't go at stuff at the beginning of the season that's seasonal because you're going to pay more at the beginning. So definitely do that. Uh, get to our 100 most important comics of all time. Today's one is one that I'm not a fan of, but I'm still waiting to have someone convince me otherwise. I hear people constantly saying it's beautiful artwork, all this. And a lot of them I read were photographs. They just went around taking pictures and using clippage out of like papers and stuff. I don't know. But this is Cerebus #1, the weird little. They call him an aardvark. I think he's more of a pig. But gotta go with what they say, I guess. And it's from Aardvark Anaheim Press, which I just did a review on Normal Man yesterday from that company. But we got this is back when this was printed. It was valued about $125 to $300 for the first issue of Cerebus. A sword wielding gray quadruped or quadruped mammal in the top 100 most influential comics. Isn't that a little far fetched? Yeah, I think so. Like the comic book, the impact of Cerebus on the world of comics has always stood for something more than what's on the surface. When Cerebus was first published, some 15 years ago, it had a print run of about 300 and a buyer base of a few local comic shops in the Toronto area. Those who bothered to pick up the black and white independent found a decently crafted tale of a money hungry barbarian aardvark. Earth pig to you. So there you go. Who embarks on a distinctly Conan esque adventure, chasing after a jewel that's guarded by a semi competent sorcerer. The first several issues of the comic continued in the barbarian parody genre, but Sims soon spun off into its own unmistakable voice. Writer artist Dave Sim, who has written Cerebus #1, was heavily influenced by Barry Windsor Smith's run on Conan, provided a small taste of things in the very early issues to come with his sharp humor and well defined supporting cast, which included the likes of Elrod, who seems to possess the soul of Foghorn, Leghorn, and the type of ego of Prince, and Red Sophia, a Red Sonja takeoff, who returns again and again to plague Cerebus. Each cast member soon began to assume a larger role in the Cerebus universe. Within 2 years, Cerebus stopped being an imitation of the sword and sorcery genre and developed into Sim's Tour de Force, an independent comic book published monthly that covers the social and political life of an entire fictional country contained in a 300 issue storyline that ends with the lead character's death. Sam's artwork and writing have steadily improved with the addition of the intricate and gorgeous backgrounds of Gerhard. Sims introduced us to outrageous parodies of Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and has taken us through comedy, satire, drama, and tragedy. Besides Sandman, Cerebus is the most complex comic being published today. It's common for storylines to run more than 2 years, to be dropped for a couple of years, then picked up again. Cerebus has spent time as the Pope and as the president of Lest. He's been the linchpin to Sim's view of sociology, politics, and religion and how they intermix. Sims attempting to produce a master piece of commentary story, a true comics epic, and he still has more than 100 issues to go. Sim's Comics legacy is much more than being able to deliver a monthly comic that is consistently outstanding. Sim has become a symbol of successful self publishing. He actively encourages comics artists to pursue their visions away from the corporate juggernauts such as Marvel and DC. He's provided immeasurable help to such outstanding writer artists as Colleen Doran from Distant Soil, Martin Wagner from Hepcats, Jeff Smith from Bone, and James Owen from Starchild. Cerebus remains Sim's soapbox for every type of issue imaginable. Part of the title's charm is that you can expect 80% of the comic to be a Cerebus story, 10% letters and responses to letters. Sim is most certainly not politically correct in his replies either. And 10% editorial comment on the comics industry. Cerebus remains a beacon to aspiring self publishers, not only an excellent comic, but a perfect example of how one man's vision can be executed near perfection. Yeah, that still didn't convince me. I just do not like what I've seen in that comic. So I either got to pick up a better issue or just give up on them completely, which I pretty much have. But lots of people like it. What you gonna do? So that's our comic this week of the 100 most important comics of all time. And I don't really do not understand why Cerebus is so high up on the list. I don't know when the 300 issues ended because I know they're still making them today. So there's a good possibility that probably up in the 500s he wants. Cerebus, the aardvark, went for 312 issues, it looks like. And there's a Cerebus Bi-Weekly, which is 26 issues. There's the Church and State, which is 31 issues. Swords of Cerebus is 8 issues. And then there's 30 trade paperbacks. I guess they're not too far beyond the 300 issues. But I just, I don't know. Can't get into it. I've tried it over and over. It drives me nuts. But what you gonna do? My interesting comic of the week. I don't know. I can't say that this is my favorite comic of the week, although it was pretty fun. But I read my first Kid Death comic that I remember. But this is Kid Death and Fluffy Halloween Special #1. And Kid Death is basically a major little shit with a dead dog that he drags around. See him and his sister there. She's got an event she wants to go to, so she's going to take him with them. Running around causing problems with his flamethrower and stuff. And she's like, come on, we're going to this thing, this event that I was invited to. They know that her and her brother are coming, but they get there and we see her friend is this gal that's dressed up like Cleopatra, and he's this hangman type character. Keeps going through different bodies and stuff. couple redneck like goofballs dressed up that seen his sister and got all excited and wanted her to go off with both of them, dump the kid, and so, so Kid Fluffy sparks up the passenger, starts him on fire with his flamethrower. But when they get to the thing, the house, right off the bat, Kid Fluffy's Kid Death, his fluffy dog that's with him, gets attacked by a kid's rat that's a kid that's a lot like Kid Death, kind of the same style, strange, goofy character, dragging around all his rats at least alive, whereas Kid Death's dog is dead. Uh, but we see people gradually getting dragged out of the party that are dead, and you can just imagine what the hors d'oeuvres are like. As you can see, Kid Death has a cracker that has an eyeball on it. They're killing people off at the party. One guy puts a bunch of poison in the punch. I get this evil nun that shows up. Lots of parodies through here. You may recognize this camel character. Uh, but yeah, there's just tons of parody work throughout this. Uh, but there's a game of musical chairs going on for a bit, and the nun guy dressed like a nun is the winner of that game. And it just so happens that the last chair that you sit in is an electric chair. They get electrocuted and dragged off. The rat keeps getting fatter. So the rat's obviously finding the dead body parts and munching on that. Kid Death ends up getting mummified and find out that it's basically to send him down into the dungeons and get him killed. And they mummify his dog with him. But Kid Death eventually breaks loose because his sister has been taken to room 13, which he's going to try and save her because he thinks there's some weird stuff going on. Here you got Kid Death and Fluffy, all mummified, laying in this big, here's a 2 plate page splash page of a bunch of dead bodies and body parts and all kinds of other things. So Kid Death figures out what's all going on, and then he gets himself free. The rat basically comes in and eats half the dog, and then uh, also pulls on the mummy tape and gets it all off of Kid Death, and Kid Death pays back the executioner guy and does what he can to help his sister, and she's caught up in a pendulum style death scene, and he helps stop that and take out the character that's trying to get her. And it's just very interesting. You get to learn about the producers and stuff in here. Uh, it was interesting. It wasn't as fun as I expected it to be. I was hoping for a little bit more. Can't really say a little bit more craziness, but yeah, I just expected a little more out of that comic. I do have another Halloween special, Kid Death and Fluffy. Not sure which one came first because they're both issue ones. This one, more than likely, is the second one that came out because it does make a comment about last year's Halloween events, uh, where a lot of people got killed by Kid Death or something. Can't remember. But I'll read more. I know I got the regular run also, so I will check those out, see if I like them as much as I thought I would. Uh, and then getting down there, have oh yeah, I don't know if anybody's seen the Facebook consumer privacy user profile litigation settlement that came out a few months ago or whatever. I know I got a thing in the mail. I think that was the one that I got the card in the mail for. And then I looked it up and I filled out the information online and didn't cost me nothing. Just filled out the basic information for something that happened with their privacy, their consumer files and privacy issues. So, but they deposited $34.28 into my PayPal that I didn't have before. So cool. Made some bank. Uh, I always am leery about those things, but I will fill them out if they're just asking for basic. Nothing important, no social security numbers or anything like that. They can have my phone number, they can have my address. Everybody else has it anyways, so I don't give a shit about that. But we'll see what happens if I get a bunch of extra spam because of it. I just can't stop yawning. And it was cold last night in here without a heater running, and when I seen that when I got up this morning, it was down to like 53 degrees in here. Yeah, I can see why I didn't sleep so well. But I actually did go to bed a little bit earlier last night. I just can't get a good night's sleep, one where I feel refreshed. It's just once. It's one night I woke up and felt refreshed. The old days before MS crap. Uh, I checked out on Hulu. The Floor season two's out. I enjoy that. Uh, I like certain quiz show type games and stuff like that. Fishing games. I checked out Outbreak 2024. It seemed zombie esque. I expected it to be like that, but it was more like some other type of disease outbreak because characters could talk and react to certain things. And I saw a few times where like the one guy like shot or no, he didn't shoot. I think he threw something, a blade or whatever, and it sliced part of the neck of one of the characters, and they dropped over dead. Uh, there was another scene where a character attacked and they did something, killed them without putting a bullet in their head or anything like that, or killing them and them coming back to life and keep coming at them. So I don't think it was zombie esque. I felt it was more disease based type thing. And they're basically just killing human characters that just had some type of, I hate saying rabies like issues and stuff because they've pushed those into the zombie format in the past. But yeah, it was all right. It kept my attention. I watched the whole thing, and I'm just have not been able to get into watching a lot of movies lately. I just that's not just not pulling me in like it should. And then on Tubi, I finished off season 1 of Australian Master Chef, which was great. I liked it. A lot of freaking episodes, though. I want to say there's like 60 episodes or something. But then I went to season 2. And this one's not catching me as much. It's like almost every episode, someone's crying. And it's like, suck it up. I mean, are you gonna run a kitchen while you're crying and breaking down? It's not gonna work well. You don't want to do that. Although I've owned and helped run a bunch of businesses that had employees like that were constantly crying and have a get a phone call because the bartender, that's the nighttime bartender, is locked herself in the bathroom and she's crying, and it's like, oh, great. It's like you're just leaving the patrons with the till and all the alcohol, access to everything, while you lock yourself in a bathroom and just bawl your eyes out over who knows what, something about a boyfriend or some shit. So yeah, that's you gotta watch for things like that. Where'd my cat go? Is he trying to get outside or something? Possibility he just woke his butt up and hopped off Shelly's chair. The last thing I have to really mention that I can think of is what the WTF, what the fuck, with Mark Maron uh, podcast is over. He had his last couple episodes this last week. One was a random episode type thing. Someone's running in the neighbor's area to do something and making sure that, because it's not his vehicle, making sure it's not someone trying to steal something in his or some shit. But yeah, I was surprised to hear that he was ending it. I'm not really surprised. He's been doing this probably the longest between him and Joe Rogan, and they've been there since the beginning. But his second to last episode was, I think that was just a random going over anything that we had to say and stuff like that. And then his last episode was Barack Obama. He got a hold of Barack a couple of years back, and Barack came to his garage and sat down and shot shit with him a few years back. And this time he went to go visit Barack and sit down with him. It was another interesting interview. Well done. But that's how he decided to end it. So I'll let you out in a second, Lemmy. Unless you can open a door. It is open a little bit. You can grab it with your nails and pull it open. But yeah, I I enjoyed his podcast, Mark Maron's, and he was always good with talking to guests and had quite a few interesting ones on. So, if you want, check that out. Check out the last episode or whatever you want to check out. Uh, but other than that, I'm gonna let it go here since the cat's being an egg. Keep following under the Cowl of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Leave a comment. I'll comment back, and I will get back with more of these soon. Don't forget about Comics Curing Cancer this weekend. Please donate if you can, and maybe you'll find something you want to pick up for yourself, and that will help with the donation right there too, because 100% of the sales and proceeds, I believe, are going towards cancer research and stuff. So take care, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.